the recent waves of immigration from China. There's another Chinatown in the city, at Gerrard Street, and the suburbs have created two more. The Chinatown in the eastern suburb of Scarborough has a large commercial center and the greatest concentration of Chinese population. The fourth Chinatown, in Mississauga, is smaller, but still impressive, and takes the Dragon's Gate Shopping Center as its center. At Bay Street in Queen, we meet the new City Hall, designed by a man from Finland after an international competition. The building itself, two sculptured concrete towers of unequal size embracing the mushroom-shaped council chamber, remains the most important structure erected in Toronto in the 20th century. In a rather stodgy city, where the new immigration laws had not yet taken effect, this City Hall opened up a multitude of possibilities for architecture and many other things. It said that Toronto was open to the new, was not predictable, was ready for risk. Few buildings in Canada have ever spoken so loudly, so clearly, so effectively. It was here, one magical day in 1965, that the new Toronto was born. Nearby, the CN Tower is a dizzy, extravagant monument to a dream that died. Around 1970, the Canadian National Railway planned a series of gargantuan buildings stretching across the bottom of the city, the largest construction project in Canadian history, with the CN Tower as logo. The other buildings were cancelled, but the tower went ahead anyway, and was topped off in 1976. It became a hugely profitable tourist attraction, as it turned into the city's main symbol. At the southeast corner of the complex at Yonge and Front Street sits the Rococo Bank of Montreal, once the city's most imposing bank. When it went up in 1885, banks thought giddy neoclassical architecture was appropriate. Now it has been exquisitely restored and now houses part of the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Frames per second.
Welcome to Sports Desk. I'm Rob Dudley. Once again, overtime has determined the winner of the Stanley Cup. Dallas fell short in their bid to repeat as champions.
Terrible.
With Jason Kornak's goal in
Did it look better last time?
brought the Devils their second cup in 6 years. We've got all the highlights, plus action. Busy day in sports. It's all coming up on Sports Desk. Thank you. Don't go away. Please go away.
The Toronto Islands, that wonderful archipelago on the southern side of the harbor, also began life as a summer resort and exists mainly today as parkland. To go there on the ferry from the hot city is to experience a kind of miracle, a 20-minute ride from tension to tranquility. Among the modern downtown structures, the Sky Dome, completed in 1989, stands at the extreme end of an aesthetic scale. It squats on the harborfront and bluntly asserts itself. One of the few sports stadia built downtown in a big city in recent years, it's become a great generator of local enthusiasm. The home of the Blue Jays, twice World Series champions. The gigantic sculptures on the building's exterior emphasize the Sky Dome's in-your-face absurdness. Looming atop a hill on the corner of Spadina and Davenport, we encounter Toronto's most distinguished household, Casa Loma. This virtual castle was built in the early 20th century by business mogul William Pelham. It was his dream and his masterpiece, although he only occupied the magnificent edifice for less than 2 decades. When the majority of his businesses dried up, so did his life in the lap of luxury. At the time he moved out, even selling the grand fortress wasn't an option, so he abandoned it. Through the years, Casa Loma has gone through many stages of commerce, including a hotel, a dance club, and finally a fully restored historical icon, thanks to the Kawani Club making it an unforgettable tourist stop. For the majority of Torontonians, winter is the deadliest time. It has its moments, of course. At 6 a.m. after a heavy nighttime snow, the streets acquire a breathtaking beauty. The stillness is worth savoring. But within an hour or two, automobiles have turned the snow into brown slush, the sidewalks are dangerously slippery, and the city is facing, once again, the truth. Winter is not a season, but a syndrome, an ever-recurring urban depression, a many months long, oh gosh, will it ever end, municipal problem. Almost immediately after the first southern birds appear, and the first sniff of spring comes to the trees, the air grows hot and summer begins, and that is worth waiting for. The first of our 2 good seasons. It can be appreciated anywhere in Toronto, but 3 places especially. The Beach District, the southeastern end of Toronto, looks as if it were precisely designed for summer. The best of all Toronto seasons is autumn. Autumn is when Torontonians rediscover their greatest natural asset, the hundreds of ravines that were cut into the land by streams and rivers flowing toward Lake Ontario at the end of the last ice age. Toronto, is sometimes said, is not a city with parks, but a park that contains a city. Visitors don't easily see this, since generations of city planners have ignored the ravines by building bridges over them, or running highways through them. No other big city has so much nature woven through it. Remnants of wilderness have been left behind. Though these great sunken gardens, you can traverse the city beneath the streets, look up to the floating neighborhoods, houses built in the treetops, and by early October, each of the ravines turns into an open-air art gallery, as the leaves on thousands of trees die the most poetic death in nature.
Whoa, whoa. I remember out beyond the cave, there's a harbor where you go to be safe. See the many bugs upon the tide. In this weather, the safe and sight, and it's calm enough. And the water's rough, and when the winds are gone, help this boat stay strong. So go and see them come for miles, to feel this way a little while. Taking this time, laughing a lot, thinking of all the things we've got. Hope for tomorrow, tomorrow's in place. As for us here, we'll go in faith. So far from home, all of a sudden I'm on my own. Bird on a wire, a ship on the sea. Still I can know he's watching me. And I'm heading home, but I've never felt so sure now. There's something strong here, and I will take